So a while back I did make a video about 3 different ways how to define your curls. Now that was with the shingling method, the raking method, and the finger coiling method. So I realized that is something that's very helpful for someone with hair about the length of mine. My hair goes past my chin in some spots. But if you have a shorter curl pattern or shorter hair right now, some of these may not be as beneficial to you. So I decided that I wanted to make something that's more catered towards anyone who has shorter hair. They're looking to either grow it out or they're just maintaining it at that length and they want to learn how to sort of define their curls a bit more. So with that out of the way, let's get into the video.
Ignorance is bliss. Someday you'll see me hoping that I put you on for your own notion. I'm not here for friends and such. I'm trying to find out where I'm going.
So if you do have shorter hair, one thing that you can do and continue to do whether or not you have shorter or longer hair is still do the finger coiling. Now, the approach will be a little bit different when you have shorter hair. The twist will not be as much as when you have longer hair, but you can still do finger coiling when you have shorter hair. So another thing that you can do is use a tool. Now, anytime someone thinks of a tool to curl their hair and their hair is shorter, I know most people will go to the hair sponge. Now, I will say the hair sponges do work. When my hair was shorter, I used it for a little bit of time, but it's not something that I used long term because hair sponges, while they definitely will curl your hair, they also are capable of ripping your hair out and drying it out. Number one, your hair can get caught in between the crevices of the sponge while you're using it, so your hair will just get in between it, and then as you're moving it around like that, then you have more of a chance to break off your hair while doing that. And number two, the sponge, it's a sponge, so sponges soak up moisture, water, so you're leaving your hair dry after using that, and drier hair leads to a more frizzy wash and go and overall look, so that's why I stopped using it. Now, I believe if you're not going to look for length or anything like that, go ahead and use a sponge. That's one way to do it. I will say I believe there are sponges that have different textures, so I think it's plastic. It may be plastic. I've never held it. I don't know what it is. I will put a picture up of it, but I think it's a better alternative than the normal sponge. If you know what I'm talking about, the sponges that have like a red line through like the middle of it, those are the ones that I used. I think there's one that has more of a harder, more like plastic feel. That may be better to use if you're going to sort of use something to sort of curl your hair when your hair is shorter. Another thing that you can do if you're not going to use a sponge, I know they also have a glove that you can do that. Put your hand in that and sort of rub your hand on your hair. And this all has to be done while your hair is wet and has the product in it. So if you don't have the glove or you don't have the sponge, then you can also use a brush. So anyone who's just brushing their hair, if you use a brush that just a regular hairbrush to get waves or anything like that, you can also do that with your hair being longer and just sort of move that in a circular motion. It won't give you the most defined curls, but it does sort of texturize your hair in some shape or form if you are sort of moving that around in a circular motion. Last thing you can do if you don't have the brush, if you don't have the sponge, if you don't have the glove, then you can just use your hand. Your hand also can do it. You can rub your hair like that, or you can just sort of move your hand in a circular motion and your hairs will get in between your fingers. So use that instead of using a sponge, which is going to dry out your hair and rip it out. Now, the last thing that you can do if you have shorter hair, I wouldn't say your hair can be too short for this one, but you have to have a little bit of length. So what you can do is just make sure all your product is in your hair, and you have your gel in, you have leave-in if that's what you're going to use, and then you just do the shaking method. Now this is probably the easiest method, and I did this forever. So basically all you do, have the product in your hair and literally just shake your hair. That's it. So you're just gonna put it in your hair, put the product in, shake your hair. If you don't want it all over the walls or anything like that, then you can put your hair in a, let's say a Kroger bag or whatever store that you shop at, put your hair in that and then just shake it around. And then whatever that does, it just gives you the curls right then and there. It worked really well for me. If you're not gonna use a bag or anything like that, your hair may be all over the walls and everything like that, or you may get product on the walls. So after you're done doing that, make sure to clean off the walls, or you could just do it in the shower. You're still gonna have to clean off the walls regardless, but it'll be less messy. While it is the easiest to do out of the three that I have mentioned here, I noticed when I did it, I would get headaches after doing it, or of course, the very next day, your neck is gonna be in pain. Like, from doing this all the time, and especially back then, I used to wash my hair almost every day, which no one should be doing, but I used to do that almost every day, and I'd be shaking my neck, my head, I'd be looking around and be like, why does my neck hurt so bad? So if that's a method you're gonna do, it's very easy, it's the quickest method, but be prepared to get dizzy, be prepared for a headache, be prepared for neck pain. So overall, those are just the three different ways that you can give yourself curls if you are someone with shorter hair. If you did find this video helpful, then please like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe comment down below what are the methods that you use if you have shorter hair to give yourself curls. And thanks for watching.
Friends.